The stars are so beautiful.
A quiet moment passes over you. Comfortable quiet.
I meant it when I said I wanted to dance.
Oh, she gently pulls you forward as the two of you fall into a graceful step. The only rhythm that guides you is the shared thumping of your hearts, beating in perfect unison. Her face, warm and tired, brightens the faster you move, a soft, sad smile widening and widening until it reflects only genuine affection. You send her out in a wide spin and your arms stretched to their limits, only the tenuous grasp of your hand and hers holding you together. You share a gaze that feels like it lasts forever. Oh no.
Thank you for taking me here. This is nice, even if it's a little cold outside.
No. No. Share a dance with your happy ending, but you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
It'll be okay. Just trust me. You've been here before. You always
But
get
it feels
scared.
so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
God, the thing that sucks is that it might actually be the end of everything this time.
Calling us. And not in a good way.
Not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. Can we trust you?
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They've gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. That isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
What? Hi. A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image of the glass in two. Another crack forms, another, and another, turning the mirror to jagged shards of broken glass. Oh. Destroy the mirror. Alright, we have a lot to say to you. So you're the narrator. It's one I could never get a sense to see you.
I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
The mirror in itself was the narrator? Oh boy. What is this place? Where are we?
It was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done. And it was supposed to guide your hand to help you see things through.
That much we
Conflict
gathered.
touring exists in every world at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both you and her into a new world. But you're waking up to your true nature now. It won't be able to work like that anymore.
So you do know about the looping. So many times I've met you, you denied it as even being a possibility. Why would you lie to me?
Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. It wasn't me. As to why they lied, Perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant.
That is a very good point.
For all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me. I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
Whenever I tried to get any answers out of you before, you've been absolutely impenetrable. Why are you suddenly being so open?
Her nature is to become what others perceive her to be. If you actually knew what she was, if you knew her capabilities, a single intrusive thought could have instantly ended the entire world.
Oh. Don't you have anything to say for yourself, for this hubris?
I do. The people out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
What is... People out there beyond the walls of the construct, do they know about this? They know what you want me to do, to them?
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
We can't make out what this is in the mirror. I don't know why just seeing its mouth move and seeing its eye there. I don't know why it feels like a toothy crow. What is my true identity?
Or the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Oh. You made. How am I supposed to do that?
By slaying the princess. Once she's gone, everyone will get to exist exactly as they are. No more fear, no more howling chaos, just life. Forever.
Pretty sure death is good, actually? Important, even?
That's your belief. There's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you can't grasp the abject horror of dying.
I don't want to be a god. I want to be me. If you're not me, then what are you?
I am an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you, after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Run out of questions. This is the end. I think you're out of time.
So I am. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
Final fragment of glass shadows, you can see yourself with the newfound clarity. Narrator was right. You are the long quiet, a vast and ancient god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. threads that spewed out of us when Spittin opened up our heart. That was this. Let's head to the cabin one last time. Honest heart, share your happy ending with her. Ah. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find. Oh no. Oh no! Hi.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Light and darkness.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I've missed you too. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response, and then patiently waits for you to continue. Did you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm a long quiet. I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
The shifting mound. What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
So many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Don't you have a say in all this? Why is this all falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Yeah, let's talk this through. I still have so many questions I need answers before I can make a choice.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. Oh, hi.
A life and a picture of a life and a picture of a life. How deep must repetition still our movements, until even the air we breathe is stale? You doused the flames of false devotion, and in my despair you lifted my chin, and the two of us danced beneath the stars. But the stars can't be seen unless the flames go out and the walls come crashing down. Can you not do for all things what you did for us?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Reject her perspective. Argue your independence. Reject her authority. Yield your shared humanity. Oh gosh. My very nature is paradoxes is yours. Oh yeah. Picture of a life, picture of a life, picture of a life. Douse the flames of false devotion. In my despair, you lifted my chin. The two of us danced beneath the stars. Do we end the world and start something new? Or do we end her and leave the world undying? If I'm reading this right, the Echo, the narrator, wants to preserve the existing world, which is in its death knells, and eliminate death, so the existing world can continue to live forever. This is a dance of rebirth, death and rebirth. This isn't what any of this has been about.
Oh, is it not? Perhaps you can enlighten me.
Oh no!
My masses mob you. There is no beginning to them, and there is no end.
And there is no
There is only
end.
the flood of
There
bodies.
is only the
In
flood
every
of
moment, you hold
bodies.
every possible
Every
sensation at
moment
once,
you
and
hold
then you
every
hold them all
possible
again.
sensation at once.
Hold them all again.
And then you hold them all again.
Okay, that's haunting.
But in the end, you reflected it back at me. For a brief moment, both of us were everything. We can be everything again. We can weave a beautiful and endless song.
Oh no, they're melting. Continue. Yeah, this has always been about us. Two people forced to hurt each other again and again and again. We don't have to hurt each other anymore.
You cling to your notion of pain as suffering. There is beauty in ugliness, and love in conflict.
Oh, oh, oh! Oh no! Hi!
Shiver passes through you as unseen fingers dance across your skin. They remember the violence you inflicted on them, and yet they don't return it. I offer you absolution, and you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was yours to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption.
There can be love and conflict and beauty and ugliness between us without us bringing the whole of reality into the picture.
We are the whole of reality.
So many faces. Oh no!
There are few things more terrifying than one's own heart, and there is almost nothing more terrifying than sharing it with another. But the most terrifying thing of all is to leave one's heart unshared. You are the only thing like me, and I am the only thing like you. Could you bear the weight of an eternity alone? Do you dare to shape a reality of solitude and thrust it on creation?
We're not the whole of reality. Why won't you see me the way I still see you? Why won't you see me for what I am?
I could ask you the same. There is only room for one of us to be blind here, and I know it to be you. We are each other's mirrors, and are we not divine?
Oh!
Is it the person? Is it their body? Is it all of their body? Pluck the eyes, peel the skin, strip the tendons, mince the meat, grind the bones. When it is all gone, do you still have who you started with?
This brings me back.
A person is not a body. Death is a transformation into something new. It is only bodies that feel it.
Funny how, completely unintentionally, we started with her. It was painfully violent and death-oriented. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Appeal. This doesn't have to be so big. You'd come back down to my level. You can come back to me.
Why would I stoop to your level when I'm offering you ascension to mine?
It's so peaceful here. Beautiful. Eternal. But ever-changing.
As the clash between you abates, the princess withdraws, trembling.
You are unmovable. Is it by the design of our conflict that I cannot win? Or are you just that fervent in how you cling to delusion? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
What do you think happens if we leave here?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
Hot diggity. Okay. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't
Hero!
have to do it alone.
Which hero are you?
All of them? I assume in the same way that you're all of you.
You have no idea how good it is to hear
It's
you.
good to be here. Seems like you've been doing all right on your own, but she's too many things at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get past all that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
Her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Oh. It's the same.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
Is the narrator really gone?
It's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
Yeah, we saw him shatter and disappear. The offer still stands. Could you describe the cabin to me? For old time's sake.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows. There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it.
Well, that's fair. The mirror was never in the first cabin anyways.
And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
Funny. After everything he put us through, I'm kind of sad to see him go.
It's complicated. He put us through hell, but he's been part of us since the very beginning.
Especially
Hasn't he?
ending the way it did. On that last princess. On our happy ending. Just you and me? Did anyone else make it to the cabin?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
Take the blade.
That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not.
In the basement.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us.
Because, yeah, the first princess we did meet.
And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
Although maybe we get a more angry or on-guard princess because we brought the blade. When we don't bring the blade, she's
And
much
there
more
you
demure.
are, knife in hand. It really brings me back. Have you given up on talking? Have you finally decided to kill me?
No chains.
You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
Sit with her. What we're gonna save here. I don't think I want to be a god.
Honestly, me neither.
You the same as you are out there?
No. I feel like I'm myself again.
Oh, thank heavens. Did we do this to you by bringing the other vessels to you? Don't want to hurt anyone. Let's be a way out of this.
Well, I don't want to be at the end of that knife, so how about we figure something out? What if we tried doing this forever? I can do whatever you think I can, right? So, make me put it all back. Make me fix the Echo's construct and make me wipe our memories of everything that's happened.
Oh.
Make me send us back to the beginning, before we woke up. Before either of us saw the truth.
Can she really do that? Are you sure that's what you want?
We said to do anything to help them, the people out there? If you continue to exist, don't they continue to die and suffer? Read her plan. Slay. Slay. This isn't fair. I want to be here with you. I don't want to be alone again.
Neither do I. But we won't be alone for long. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
I don't want to forget you.
That's sweet. But unless you do, the whole world ends, right? Not like I care, but it seems important to you.
Is there any other way?
You brought that knife down here for a reason. Either you use it to kill me, or I use it to put things back.
Find ourselves back there eventually.
And if we do, nothing is stopping us from making the same choice. We could just keep doing this forever.
We said to do anything to help them, the people out there? If you continue to exist, don't they continue to die and suffer?
Fixing that is on you, not me. If you want me to help them, you'll have to make me help them.
And that's by winning the godhood confrontation. We're talking about this right now. How do we know if we haven't done this before?
I don't think that's something we'll ever get to know. But odds are we've probably done it before.
I know that things won't end worse. What if I make my way back here and I'm different and I hurt you? What if I kill you? What if I let you bring out the end of everything?
Who cares? We've hurt each other plenty, and I still like you.
Oh?
And if you're hesitating, then you must still like me, too.
We have to do this. We have to decide to do this every single time. Forever. Eventually something's going to be different. What if we change our minds?
Well, if we change our minds, we change our minds. What matters is that we'll always have a choice. This is just the one we're making now.
Oh gosh. We do. Well, there's only really one thing we can do, isn't there? take it all back. I don't want this day. I don't want this. I don't want to kill you. Is it too late to go back to being God?
Yeah, I think it's too late for that. But maybe next time.
Okay, let's do it. I believe in us.
Okay, if this is your choice, then I have your back. I guess I'll see you on the other side. She takes the blade from our hand, a fondness in her gaze.
I love you.
Oh.
Aw.
I love you too.
We're back.
On a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So have we forgotten
You're here
everything?
to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's see how much we can influence things here. Maybe I'm okay with the world ending. Oh, okay. Oh. This is an ending. It's not an infinite loop. All right. Vocals. Ooh. Crest of Flames. I don't know why that's the first thing that stood out to me. Oh, the little creatures. Snake, cat, small monster. Thank you so much for playing. Ooh. As expression of our gratitude, here's the track order for a special playlist just for you. If you'd like to take a screenshot, you can hide the UI by hitting H. Alright, we'll take a screenshot of this. Now that you've finished this full story for the first time, you've also unlocked the gallery! Access it from the main and in-game menus under the Memories tab, and it's full of clues that will help you find undiscovered vessels and interactions. Happy hunting! Oh, wow, alright. Play our other game, Scarlet Hall. Make your playlist. Follow us somewhere else. Join the subreddit. Join our mailing list. What does this open if we make your playlist? I'll open Spotify. Okay. Launching Spotify. Now I'm not. Don't redirect me to desktop app. No, thank you. Reset gallery. Why'd it say reset gallery? Memories. Oh wow. Getting to the endings. A damsel. Oh. fury. The tower was the tall lass. Oh, wow. That's a lot of interactions here. One might resist the divine, but it is very hard to kill a god. There is no shame in failing. Fall to a feral captive. Betray her before she can betray you. Stranger, peek behind the curtain, likely far too soon. Free an abrasive prisoner. Maybe that's our route here. If we take the knife downstairs, the princess is abrasive. If we then free her, do we go down this path? The end is never the end, is never the end. Turn to your beginning and slay her once and for all. Without any outside help. Defeat, destroy. Oh wow, there's still a lot to see here. Oh gosh. Alright. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee indeed. Alright. So, not to jump right back in or anything, but we're going to jump right back in. Now, I think our goal here is going to be to...
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end...
Josh. Now, if we express doubt... In the world, what are you talking about?
The end of everything as we know it.
Everything's going to die? How can a princess locked away do that? Prove it to me.
Already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important...
Do my best philosopher. Present backing evidence. Yes, because she's locked up.
Nevertheless, let me assure you, and before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know, causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Yep, because that's the scenario we've been crafted here. We've all been pulled into this little princess-killing world.
Because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Alright. Maybe I'll slay her.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Up we get. Now we take the knife with us.
Path to the cabin.
Then we're going to try and free her.
Find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Go.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
The first loop goes fine. It's the second loop onward that we start seeing through the cracks.
The blade is your implement.
You'll need it if you want to do this right. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Down we go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the
Princess really lives here. Slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Now, do we get Abrasive Princess?
Who's there?
Yep, there she is.
Sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
That's the key factor in deciding the initial mood we get here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
I think she deserves to be a little abrasive in this situation.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
She deserves to be a little salty about all this. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So,
True
you
and
should
true.
just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I think how best to go about this here. Drop the blade, slay the princess. Sorry, can we just talk?
So close. Don't give up. You've come this far. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
Always good to practice de-escalation.
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
I'm not dropping this blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Squint, while holding the
You
blade.
stare at the princess, squinting.
Where's this going to
Close
go?
back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Staring contest. Squint even harder.
Squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever.
Staring contest. Oh, okay, fine. Drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
If we're going to save the abrasive princess,
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against
Alright.
your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. We'll be fine.
unarmed, we'll be fine.
Don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Right? So, who won the staring contest? We need to know. How do I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her
That
sharp eyes
she gives you that look,
settle on
though.
the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
We've seen worse from her. Yeah, it's pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
I've been told things, but I'm not sure what to believe.
Believe me.
Right, little birdie.
And do you think asking me what to believe is going to suddenly make everything crystal clear? Let's not pretend that's going to happen. As far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, I'm going to say whatever I have to get out of here. That's just the dynamic of our situation.
Fair and fair. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Oh, that's a new line. Do you know I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
You're apparently gonna end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster? If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No, I mean, last I've been told enough. I've been told nothing. I'm more inclined to trust you than
Sooner or
them.
later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
I'll see what I can do.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Yeah, these chains sure are chained.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Well, they were confident enough that the chains would hold her. If there's a key, any ideas?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free.
Right?
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs...
Alright, here we go. Locked
You hear
in.
the click of a lock sliding into place.
Stuck in the middle with
Is
you,
someone else
baby.
here?
Try the door.
Try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Oh, is this our first time getting locked in with the abrasive princess? We definitely got locked in here before.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
I think in the other instance we did this, like, she gnawed off her own arm. The dagger spawned in. We stopped ourselves from killing her, then she stabbed us repeatedly and awkwardly, and we died.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
So in this case...
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
we're stuck in here with the abrasive
I heard
princess.
the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
See, I like her because she's got her share of sinister grins and angry scowls and whatnot. But then occasionally she, like, feels like a mask for just fear and whatnot, especially in occasions like that. Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
The princess, in these circumstances, there's such a beautiful mix of, like, uncanny expressions and startlingly human expressions.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and
Oh,
make
yep,
quick
there we
work
go.
of it. Before long, you're able to crack the
Delightfully
bone, and she pulls
concerning.
the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Ooh, you cheating. You're cheating, narrator.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Alright, resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Make this quick as opposed to the other side,
She steps
when this
forward
happened.
to prise the blade from your rigid hands.
Is she actually going to make it
Maybe
quick?
I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Yep, she's
Her
much
face
better at
remains
this.
Unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
The prisoner.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of
Alright,
that
new
path
chapter
is
unlocked.
a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I die. What am I doing
Sure
here?
that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around.
Welcome back,
I'll try
Skeptic.
a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
I can hear you. I can hear you, you know.
You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Alright. Why should I bother doing anything?
Very different questions, but fine.
Oop.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Right.
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason.
What are you giving us that attitude for?
Frida, did you say something really mean to me? Because
Oh,
if
no.
I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all. Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Alright.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Alright, boys,
Did
we
you
had this
think you
conversation
lived
already.
happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
Rather symbolic that we're here to slay the princess. Princess, no matter what, is going to bring about the end of everything. I.e., death.
What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin.
And
For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
and the goal of the narrator is to create an unending world without death.
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Let's
Just
talk.
think about it.
Oh, she was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the world?
Can.
Right.
Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask for?
The pudding.
Literally anything.
You haven't given us the pudding. You know what they say, the proof is in the pudding.
Fine. Check your pockets.
Check your pockets. Oh, this is
Put your
new.
hands in your pockets and
The evidence.
envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front.
Evidence obtained.
Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth."
We have obtained the pudding. We have obtained the pudding.
That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Alright, what is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this
Out in the
place
woods,
is.
do not complicate things. Yes, yes. Alright, that's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin. A warning before you go any further.
Yes, yes, she'll lie. She will
She
cheat. And she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Yes, yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Wink.
Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Wink.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your
implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. This whole cabin is different than last
Very
time.
different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
Why a prison?
Oh, isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
If the narrator really is a part of us, is this like us seeing the narrator to some degree?
There was a mirror a second ago.
In the corner of our eye?
And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
This is still the mirror. The exact sequence of events is still a little perplexing.
From the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Alright, let's go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps.
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
That expression, Gumpy.
So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless. That was there last time too, wasn't it?
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Yeah. We could just leave. Oh, that's amazing. What's it?
You step towards the princess.
So Gumpy.
But she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Right. Sit.
You do as
Obedient.
she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh? Are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't
going
to play the game. But yeah, I remember.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck. Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
Right.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
Oh.
That's pathetic.
Oh.
I never said I wasn't.
Oh.
I get it. It
Fair.
would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
That's a painfully humanizing line from the narrator there. That's pathetic. Ain't never said it wasn't.
Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky.
Alright, anyway, back to
Don't
business.
waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't. Just give it a rest. This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Sorry, ma'am, we're just having a very important conversation in our head over here. What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible
Right.
she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why
Or how? It's bye. You leave or slay. I have a chain on the wall. What do you mean by my intentions?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here?
Okay, fair enough.
There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her.
Ha! Convenient
She
answer for
really
you.
could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Alright. How am I supposed to cut you out if you didn't notice your head is in a shackle too?
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
Oh, alright.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that.
That sounds delightfully concerning.
Certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't. Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you. Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us. So, what should we do? I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Much appreciated, skeptic.
I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
In descending order of importance.
That doesn't sound great. What about the pros?
There are no pros.
There are none.
That-
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
Okay, we can give her the knife. We can do it ourselves. Leave. Slay. Got so many choices here. Alright, there's the chain on the wall. Who's it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Inspect the
I
shackle.
wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key.
Can we actually do
You're
this?
stuck here like she is. And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
But what if he's telling the truth?
What if it's like that Doctor Who nuclear vent chamber where we have to put someone in one set of chains to free the person in the other set of
He
chains.
isn't. I am.
Well, what could possibly go wrong here? Expect it.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time. Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
Oh yeah.
As if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement. Excuse me?
This is fine.
Yes. Are we stuck here now?
Well,
Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
a little
What are we
bit.
supposed to do now? Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve. That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information. Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch? No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
So, we're both stuck here.
Yep.
What should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Did you know this was going to happen to me?
No.
Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
Wait
You
in
and the
silence.
princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent.
Well, seems like an acceptable enough outcome, not gonna lie.
At least the world is safe.
Alright.
It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything.
I mean, the princess is clearly not going anywhere.
She's not ending anything. She's just sitting there.
She's just vibing.
Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
She's already here, and she's not going anywhere.
How exactly does that work? It just does.
Right. Just accept it.
But
Alright.
the line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
Hey, you can't just advance the clock to get out of answering questions.
Yes, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work. I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. But then they get larger and larger.
Hey, have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk. Remember?
Still rude.
I continue to wait. Oh, alright.
You
Breaking
continue to
down.
wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls. That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode. She hasn't starved. I guess she hasn't.
We're learning something about both of us here. Whoa.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass, until suddenly,
Ooh.
there are no walls. And then...
Oh?
And... I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Oh.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Oh. Oh, wow. But you don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away and it's left something else in her stead.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator is gone.
Does that mean the world ended? It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
I don't know where she went. I don't even know how we'd even go about looking for her.
There's even a her to find anymore. You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
Something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
The world beyond the mirror is something that even the skeptic is afraid of.
Don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
Something even more poignant about the fact that in the end, Hero manages to find his way through to us. You approach the mirror. We gaze. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. We cracked the mirror in the end. And then speak to the narrator through it. You're alone in a place that's empty. It's quiet here. I think we can skip through. Proceed. There's the prisoner. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own.
This one is determined, but also cautious. One that would rather let the world move around her than move it herself. She will make for a patient heart.
Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
I mean, we will skip through this and see if there's any new dialogue. What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Okay, the only new dialogue seem to be the comments about this with the new vessel. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Alright, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark, and you die.